Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island Region Women of Achievement Gala. We are also known as BQLI. My name is Janie Majewski, and I am the proud Women of Achievement Gala Chair. It is truly wonderful to be yachad together to celebrate, honor, and recognize 22 exemplary women. Yes, we are virtual again this year, because we are ever so mindful of the safety of our sisterhood members, their friends, and their family. Whether in person or on Zoom, it takes an incredible amount of planning and work to create an important and a special event like this. And please do not think for 1 second that I did this by myself. I am blessed to work with an exceptional committee of dedicated and innovative volunteers. Bonnie Panzak, Grace Schessler, Karen Seltzer, Vicky Granick, Fern Summer, Ellen Multer, Elena Corwin, and Barbara Kaplan, our BQLI region president. I thank each of you for your valuable contributions, and to make our technical presentation run smoothly tonight, we are indebted to Karen Bellina, Member Relations Manager of Women's League. I am so proud to be included among such a fine group of women. It is my honor to thank the clergy here with us tonight for their support of Sisterhood and the BQLA region of WLCJ, Women's League for Conservative Judaism. These rabbis and cantors help to create the spiritual homes in which and for which all sisterhoods serve. I'd also like to acknowledge Debbie Kana Goldich, International President of Women's League, and Rabbi Ellen Wolins-Fields, Executive Director of Women's League, who honor us with their presence, and we will hear from each of them shortly. At this time, I would like to share a deeply impactful quote from the inspirational Golda Meir. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will happy to live with all of your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. These words are simple and clear, yet manifest from accumulated years of work, wisdom, and the wherewithal of honest hard work and determination. I am beyond grateful to surround myself with such powerful and influential women. Women who choose to do, women who choose to work to make a difference and to lead a life of tzedakah and fan their tiny sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. Our Women of Achievement honorees have achieved just that, and they serve as role models for others in their Jewish communities. Their leadership skills are strong, and their ability to enrich the lives of those around them robust. Each is a shining example of a woman engaged in Jewish education, traditions, values, and community. In recent years, the BQLI region established the Lador Vador Little Sister Award to recognize the young women in our synagogue communities who are set on the path towards continuing our important work. They are equally deserving of recognition, for they are our future and the future of conservative Judaism, and we need to encourage them to follow in our footsteps. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce my dear friend, predecessor, and guiding light, Bonnie Panzak, the BQLI region Vice President of the Ways and Means. Thank you.
What a beautiful welcome. Thank you, my friend Janie. Now I would like to introduce Women's League Executive Director, Rabbi Ellen Wolins-Fields, to honor us with the invocation.
Erev Tov. I'm so sorry I'm not able to join you in person live on this Zoom for the BQLI Women of Achievement Gala, but I do appreciate being invited to give the invocation for BQLI Women of Achievement Gala And I am not there right now live because I am participating at the installation of our sisterhood board at the sisterhood I belong to, Congregation Torah El in Oakhurst, New Jersey. So I pray. Ribono Shel Olam, our God in heaven, we pray today on behalf of the women of BQLI, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island region, that our sisters have a meaningful and moving Women of Achievement Gala. We thank you, God, for the exemplary women being named as Women of Achievement this evening. May the awardees be granted good health, happiness, and joy, and may all those who have helped them earn this achievement also have blessings in their lives. Ribono Shel Olam, may we each day be filled with joy and peace. We pray that we live each day with valor, with trust, with hope, and with faith. Let us live each day with wonder, with kindness, awe, and grace. Let us pray to hold fast to sacred moments, to hold fast to precious love, to hold fast to one another, to hold fast to God above. Blessed are you, Adonai, God of all worlds, who creates sacred moments like today, allowing us to hear God's word, to feel God's radiance, and to see God's divine light. May this day truly be a day of blessing, joy, and holiness. Ken Yehi Ratzon, so may it be, and let us all say, Amen.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. It is my honor to introduce Debbie Kaner-Goldich, International President of Women's League for Conservative Judaism, to say a few words.
Thank you, Bonnie. Good evening and shalom, friends. I am happy to be with you tonight through the magic of Zoom. I have previously attended this event in person, and it is a highlight for me as much as it is for you. Women's League for Conservative Judaism is the organization over all of its affiliated sisterhoods in the conservative synagogues in North America. If you are a sisterhood member, you are a member of the BQLI region and a member of Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Tonight, I want to tell you that Women's League is alive and well and servicing our members. Opportunities for learning and engagement exist every day. These programs are available to every member and publicized on the Women's League Week newsletter, which comes out early every week by email to every member. If you do not receive the international newsletter or the BQLI region one, please send your name and email to me or give it to Barbara Kaplan, and we will subscribe you. Women's League is a volunteer and lay-led organization. Yes, we have professional staff, but we are lay-led. We value our volunteers. It gives me great pleasure tonight to recognize the strong and capable leadership during this past year of Barbara Kaplan, BQLI Region President, and her BQLI Region Administration. And I want to acknowledge the BQLI women who serve on the international level. Grace Schessler, Women's League Vice President and Program Chair, Karen Seltzer, Program Activities Vice Chair, Anise Parnes, Convention Vice Chair, Lauren Wishnu, Torah Fund Advisor, and Vivian Lieber, Personal Conversations Chair. Also, I would like to recognize the BQLI International past presidents, Janet Tobin, Gloria Cohen, and Margie Miller, who are your very own Women of Achievement. Mazel tov to the BQLI region for leading the way by honoring their valuable volunteers each year at this event. And kol hakavod to each of the Women of Achievement chosen by their sisterhood affiliate. May the work of their hands continue to bless our sisterhoods, the BQLI region, and Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Together, biyachad, our work will continue to strengthen the conservative Masorti movement. Thank you again for allowing me to share this special night with you, and I look forward to being together, biyachad, with you soon.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I am pleased to introduce BQLI's immediate past president, Anise Parnes, who will recite a lovely poetry reading.
Thank you, Bonnie. Eshet Chayil, warrior woman, but which woman isn't? Lifting the burden of gendered expectation, smiling during athletic workouts, dancing backwards, multitasking relationships, work, life. I don't know a woman who isn't a champion. To each of you, partnered or not, parent or not, professional or not, gratitude for the life you share, for the love you mobilize, for the gaze of understanding, sympathy, encouragement, for being you, inspiration, soul poet, life warrior. Hallelujah, you.
Thank you, Anise. I would now like to introduce the president of our BQLI region, Barbara Kaplan, who was so instrumental in helping us plan and prepare for this gala.
Good evening, Shalom. Bonnie, thank you for the introduction. I am the proud president of the BQLI region. Just a year ago, I was installed at the 2021 Women of Achievement Gala. I'm looking forward to the second year of my 3-year journey as region president. I want to thank Rabbi Ellen Wollins-Fields for her very moving invocation and Debbie Kana-Goldich for your welcoming message. I also want to recognize the following leaders of Women's League who are with us tonight. Sandy Blumenthal from the Mid-Atlantic region, Women's League VP, Region Services, and all 13 region presidents work closely with Sandy. Eileen Rothman from our neighboring Garden State region, Women's League VP and Communications Co-Chair. And of course, from our old BQLI region, we welcome Margie Miller, Women's League Immediate Past International President. And of course, she's also the co-chair of Torah Fund's 80th anniversary celebration. Vivian Lieber, past BQLI region president, Women's League chair of Personal Conversations. Grace Scheschler, past BQLI region president, Women's League VP and program chair, and the financial secretary of the BQLI region. Anise Pons, immediate past BQLI region president, BQLI region nominations chair, and Women's League vice chair of logistics for the 2023 convention. I want to wish a hearty mazel tov to all 22 honorees, their families, friends, and members of their sisterhoods and synagogues. We are all very proud of your accomplishments. We will soon be introduced to each honoree, but here are some of the descriptions from their bios. They are family oriented. They are team members. They wear many hats. They're involved in other arms of the synagogue, US-wide community service, innovative programs, book discussions. They write articles, lead services, read Torah, bingo, shalak manot. They are presidents, secretaries, fundraisers, Torah fund chairs, and so much more. We have honorees from A to Z, from Abraham to Zelman, from Brooklyn to Suffolk County. And it's a pleasure to have 2 recipients of the Lador Vador Little Sister Award. As region president, I have attended each committee meeting, rehearsal, and was a recipient and or sender of all emails, so many to count. But what a team effort it has been. Everyone has contributed and all opinions counted. To save time, I will just recognize each member of the committee and her designating job. And these are the amazing members of the 2022 Women of Achievement Gala Committee. Bonnie Panzak, the BQLI Region VP of Ways and Means. Janie Majewski, Event Chair. Vicky Granick, Website. Grace Scheschler, Graphic Design and Raffles. Karen Seltzer, Advertising. Fern Summer, Registrar. Ellen Molter and Elena Corwin, Floral Arrangements. Of course, tonight would not have been possible without the remarkable tech support from Karen Bellina. Communications played an important role in the planning of tonight's Women of Achievement Gala within the committee, but also among the affiliated sisterhoods in the region and within each sisterhood. Let's continue to spread the word of the BQLI region, Women's League, as we support the future of conservative Masorti Judaism. As a former Torah Fund VP, I include the themes in my talks and articles. How great it is to be together, biyahad, over 200 attendees from near and far. Let's continue to show hesed, loving kindness now and in the future, atid. Hazak ve'emet. Let's be strong and courageous. This is advice for the honorees and for all of us. I'm looking forward to more opportunities to visit affiliates and the members of the BQLI region in person and to share great times. In the BQLI region, we are sisters building a spiritual community together. I hope to see many of you at the 2023 Women's League Convention in Schaumburg, Illinois, as sisters celebrating together. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Barbara, thank you so much. Now I would like to introduce Women's League for Conservative Judaism, past international president, Margie Miller, and welcome back our wonderful Gala chair, Janie Majewski, who will begin our Women of Achievement Awards presentation. Please note that there will be a fabulous musical interlude featuring Shul Sisters, an amazing trio of conservative Jewish cantors. Following the musical interlude, Janie and Margie will be back to continue with the awards presentation. Enjoy.
Our very first honoree tonight is Blaine Peltzman from Plainview Jewish Center, also known as PJC. Blaine Peltzman is the youngest of 3 children born to Linda and Barry Jacknow. Blaine first grew up in Seaford, and then the family moved to North Woodmere, where she spent her early childhood through high school years. Blaine shares that the greatest influence in her life is her mother, Linda. Linda has been her role model, her support, her confidant, and best friend. She instilled in Blaine and her siblings a love of Judaism, family, and hard work. Linda's involvement in synagogue and sisterhood taught Blaine the importance of commitment. Blaine graduated from the State University College at Buffalo and continued her education at Columbia University, where she received her Master of Social Work degree. She worked at several nursing homes as Director of Social Work and Discharge Planning. She met her husband, Len, in February of 2004 through an introduction by family friends, and were then married at East Meadow Jewish Center that December. They then moved to Plainview and began to raise their children, Skylar and Cody. Shortly after Skylar's birth, they joined PJC, and Blaine took an active role in both the synagogue and sisterhood. She served on the rabbi search and membership committees and was then nominated to be sisterhood president. Blaine's family is most definitely her proudest accomplishment. She feels so blessed to have such a supportive husband and children. She shares how grateful she is for the wonderful ladies in her sisterhood. Working with each one of them has enhanced her personal growth, her ability to build new friendships, and her writing skills with her monthly articles. Volunteer work is a vital part of Blaine's life. She volunteers in both Half Hollow Hills School District and PJC. Blaine's daughter, Skylar, was recently in charge of the Jewish Heritage Club table for the district's Unity Fair. Teaching by example, as her mother did for her, means so much to her. Presently, she is the Sisterhood's program vice president, and this year, Blaine volunteered to take over the Sholom-Beth. Her creativity and enthusiasm contributed to the project's continued success. Plainview Jewish Center is proud to honor Blaine Peltzman as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov, Blaine. Our second honoree is Evelyn Abraham from Huntington Jewish Center, also known as HJC. Evelyn Abraham and her husband, Roger Silverberg, have been active members of the Huntington Jewish Center for over 30 years. They have 2 daughters, Dana and Jillian, who consider HJC a second home. Evelyn grew up in Queens, New York, and attended Queens College. She is currently in her 3rd term as president of Sisterhood. Evelyn also served on the Religious School Board, Board of Trustees, and as co-librarian. She has also served as Torah Fund co-chair and vice president of the Education, Community, Cooperation, and Membership Committees. Evelyn feels that it is up to the synagogue leadership to foster an atmosphere of teamwork. She wants the HJC community to view sisterhood as an important and vital arm of the synagogue. Evelyn would tell her younger self to be open to new experiences and networking and not to waste too much time on regrets. She credits sisterhood for providing opportunities to enhance her leadership skills and to develop stronger personal skills. Evelyn likes to be involved and recently chaired the Purim Basket fundraiser. Her work on the Sisterhood cookbook, Our Culinary Legacy, filled her with much pride. The process took over 3 years, but Evelyn says it was worth every hour spent in her spare time. Every hour she spent on it, and in her spare time, she likes to knit and read. Huntington Jewish Center is proud to name Evelyn Abraham as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Hey, Robin. Our third honoree tonight is Robin Belfer from Temple Gates of Prayer. Robin Belfer has volunteerism in her blood. It started when her children were in public school and she got involved with the PTA and eventually becoming president of all 3 schools they attended, as well as the Whitestone Hebrew Center Hebrew School. Once her children were out of the house, Robin turned her focus to the Sisterhood of Temple Gates of Prayer, where she has sat on the planning committee as their treasurer for the past 12 years. Her dedication to the Sisterhood is evident in the time and care she puts into everything she does for them. She has been the coordinator of the annual Sisterhood Fashion Show, which is a joint event with other Sisterhood affiliates in the neighborhood. She has now become the official bingo organizer, as well as one of the chairs of the holiday committee. Since the pandemic, Robin has been an integral part of organizing, packing, and delivering holiday packages to all the members of the temple so no one feels lonely during the holidays. This past year, she was asked to be a BQLI Region Torah Fund Director, which is a board position, and she graciously accepted. Robin recognizes that she has grown in many ways because of her involvement in the Sisterhood Planning Committee. She has learned so much from the many women she worked with and has grown in her ability to multitask and has sharpened her organizational skills. With the benefit of hindsight being 20/20, Robin would tell her younger self to be more confident and secure and to not be afraid to speak up and express your opinions. Robin also shared that having been able to work part-time raising her children and being involved with their schools as an active parent makes her feel very accomplished. As much as she enjoys volunteering her time and energy, her greatest joy is her family. Her husband, David, her children, Jared and Ashley, Allison and Eric, and her 2 beautiful granddaughters, Reese and Haley. Robin is so deserving of the honor of being Temple Gates of Prayer 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov, Robin. I love your sash. Okay, so now we have Nicole Feibel from Huntington Jewish Center, also known as HJC, and she is one of our 2 L'Dor V'Dor Little Sister Award honorees. Nicole Feibel is an honor student and senior at Harbor Fields High School. She started attending the Huntington Jewish Center Religious School in the 1st grade after spending a few years at a private Jewish day school. She also attended the Shema Hebrew High, and Nicole was so proud to receive the honor of Judaic Scholar 3 times while in religious school, as well as the Akiba Award in recognition of her personal achievement and synagogue participation. Nicole is also very proud of her involvement in DECA, an association of marketing students. She has been developing analytical skills and discovering ways to bring her talents to the business world. Last year, she was historian of DECA. This year, she was elected vice president. HJC is Nicole's spiritual home, and she has spent much time there providing community service. Nicole has participated in babysitting services during the high holidays and services, as well as running booths at the Hanukkah Happening and Purim Carnival. In the fall of 2020, she worked in HJC's religious school as an administrative assistant. From a young age, Nicole was very involved in her synagogue and sisterhood community. Whether it was making her own beaded kippah or challah, baking hamantashen, or attending a sisterhood Shabbat luncheon, she has fully immersed herself in some of the amazing things that sisterhood does. As an active member of HJC's US-wide chapter, Nicole has served on the executive board for the last 4 years and has been chapter president for 3 of those years. In her spare time, if you can believe she has any, Nicole enjoys tennis, dancing, and family vacations. To save time, Nicole would love to be able to see the world via teleportation, which would enable her to get anywhere just with the snap of her fingers. Huntington Jewish Center is proud to honor Nicole Feibel with the L'Ador V'Ador Little Sister Award. Mazel tov. Okay, so our 5th honoree tonight is Louise Goldberg from Congregation Beth Tikvah, also known as CBT. Louise Goldberg was born in the Bronx. When she was 4 years old, her parents, Annie and Rocco Lavero, moved the family to Bethpage, Long Island, where she graduated from Plain Edge High School. Soon after, she met Charles Goldberg, a young man from Brooklyn. After dating a few months, they realized that this was the real thing. However, Louise was Roman Catholic and Charles was Jewish. So prior to their marriage, Louise converted to Judaism. This was the beginning of what would become a beautiful life together, created by 2 individuals from different yet similar backgrounds, bonded by love. After attending a bat mitzvah at Wantor Jewish Center, they discussed the meaningful nature of the service and the genuine warmth and friendliness from Rabbi Mordechai Rubin, as well as the congregation. Soon after, they bought a home in Wantor and became active members. Her daughter Renee and husband Matt have 2 daughters, Ileana and Jaden. Her other daughter Sari, married to Bob, have 3 children, Liam, Ava, and Riley. It fills Louise's heart that her daughters are so accomplished and committed to raising Jewish families, as well as holding leadership positions in their own synagogues. Louise joined Sisterhood and was shortly thereafter elected to the Sisterhood board. She eventually became Sisterhood president and was next elected to the congregation's board of trustees. She served as fundraising VP and administrative VP. Louise became the first Jew by choice to serve as president of the Wantor Jewish Center. She is currently the chair of the Bikur Cholim Committee, chair of the Jewish National Fund, Trees for Israel, and security chair. Louise would never have imagined she would become Sisterhood president, no less Sisterhood synagogue president. She is rightfully very proud of these accomplishments. Being a part of Sisterhood is extremely important to her. Through Sisterhood, Louise has learned to work as part of a team and has built lasting and meaningful friendships. Louise is definitely a people person and can easily have a conversation with anyone. However, don't hand her a microphone to address a crowded room impromptu. Louise admits she will get queasy even if she practices 100 times. Congregation Beth Tikvah is proud to honor Louise Goldberg as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov, Louise. Okay, so Nancy Goldstein is our 6th honoree from Shelter Rock Jewish Center, also known as SRJC. Nancy was born in Cuba and grew up in Brooklyn, has been a member of Shelter Rock Jewish Center for most of her adult life. Nancy is married to Stephen, and they are the proud parents to 3 wonderful children. Matthew, who's married to Orly, has 3 children, Noah, Ryan, and Maya. Rebecca, married to Jason, has Rowan and Layla. And Jordana, who is married to Jeffrey, has Brady and Dylan. Being a proud past president of SRJC's Sisterhood has taught her not only to have an open heart, but also how to cultivate patience and acceptance of others. Nancy has made some wonderful friends through Sisterhood and hopes to continue to do so. During the pandemic, Sisterhood was able to continue their annual Sholom-Beth project. Not only were they able to include the entire synagogue in the endeavor, they also raised more money than in the past. As Nancy matured, she is now able to reflect and appreciate the accumulated wisdom of the Sisterhood matriarchs. She has come to embrace what other generations can contribute. And Nancy jokes that as she got older, her mother got smarter. Shelter Rock Jewish Center is very proud to honor Nancy Goldstein as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Our seventh honoree tonight is Charney Greenberg from Hewlett-East Rockaway Jewish Center, or HERJAC. Charney, born in Brooklyn, received her bachelor's degree from Hunter College and master's degree from Brooklyn College. Charney's mother, Lillian Zuckerberg, was her biggest supporter. Charney was told by her mother how crucial it is for a woman to be educated and have her own career. Charney's parents loved helping to raise her children, making it easy for Charney to complete her education and then teach. In fact, Charney shared that if she had the opportunity to give her younger self some advice, it would be to be strong and continue to study to achieve your goals. She would also tell her younger self that she is in control and that it'll all work out. Charney has been married to Chuck since 1967. Their son David lives in Brooklyn in a young adult institute group home. For the past 50 years, Charney and Chuck have been actively involved at the Family Advisory Council there and various other organizations for people with intellectual developmental disabilities. Their daughter Lisa and grandchildren Keith and Tracey live in Reston, Virginia. Charney is looking forward to Keith's bar mitzvah in September. Charney shared that others would be surprised to know of her inner strength and confidence to advocate and fight for her family as well as herself. Charney and Chuck moved from Brooklyn to Oceanside in 1996 and joined HERJAC in 1999. After joining Sisterhood, Charney became involved in helping to register members for their events, helped to organize the Sholom-Beth project, and has served as recording secretary for several years. Just as Charney has a unique name, she is one of a kind. She is caring and reaches out to check on others and will go out of her way for you. On a funny note, if Charney could have one superpower, she would choose to be able to declutter just by thinking about it. Charney, who at first did not know how to read Hebrew, had her adult bat mitzvah in May of 2018, and now she lanes Torah beautifully. All members of Hewlett-East Rockaway Jewish Center are very proud of Charney for her dedication and accomplishments as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov.
I'm so sorry that Alyssa Greenstein won't be able to join us this evening, but hopefully she'll be able to replay this tribute to her. Alyssa grew up in Douglaston, New York, and earned a bachelor's and a master's from Buffalo State. She moved to Milwaukee for 4 years and then off to Delaware for 16 more before returning back to New York. She shares a very special relationship with her niece, Leah, who goes to Colgate, and her nephew, Sam, who's in high school. Alyssa has been on the Sisterhood board and congregation board at Jericho Jewish Center for several years. She's also served as chair of their annual garden party. With innovative themes, she's made them into a huge success. In fact, with safety issues in mind, she planned for the outdoor English garden party for the end of the year dinner, which took place at the synagogue's patio instead of a restaurant. And Alyssa is rightfully proud of that accomplishment. Alyssa was the synagogue office manager and instrumental in creating the Chronicle newsletter. She's volunteered her efforts in fundraising like Trivia Bingo and Jubilee programs, and her enthusiasm is always appreciated. Yes, we'd be surprised to know that Alyssa considers herself an introvert and says she's very shy, but for all that she does at Jericho Jewish Center, you'd never know it. She would tell her younger self to get involved with synagogue and sisterhood earlier in life. She has met so many wonderful women and friends, and she has so many memorable experiences that she wishes she could have had them much sooner in life. Jericho Jewish Center is proud to honor Alyssa Greenstein as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Diane Hershkovitz is also from Jericho Jewish Center, where she's been active for over 40 years. She graduated from Brooklyn College with a bachelor's and a master's in early childhood education. She taught for many years in different Jewish preschools on Long Island, and eventually was the director of Temple Israel's nursery school in Great Neck. At the Jericho Jewish Center, she became very active in the Parents' Council and Sisterhood. As president of the Parents' Council, she received a very prestigious award called the Very Involved Parent Award from the Board of Jewish Education. Diane held many positions in the Parents' Council, Sisterhood, and on the synagogue board. After her husband, Thomas, passed away 6 years ago, Diane became a regular at Shabbat services, and she became one of the Shabbat ladies. Diane's community service includes involvement in Hadassah and Ne'amat, and where she helped found the Shalom Club. As a member of Ne'amat USA, Diane attended leadership seminars, which allowed her to grow as a person, so that when she joined Jericho Jewish Center, she felt comfortable in attending meetings and participating and running activities. She credits her sisterhood involvement with affording her opportunities to become more comfortable speaking in front of people, running meetings for her staff, and additionally, the social aspect of making friends and being part of the community, and how much sisterhood has brought to her life. Diane would tell her younger self to be confident and do the things you want to do. Diane is blessed with 2 married sons, Michael, who's married to Kelly, and Jeffrey, who's married to Lindsay. Michael and Kelly have 3 children, Ryan, who just became bar mitzvah in May, Jake and Emmy, and Jeffrey and Lindsay have 3 daughters, Hayden, Tyler, and Cameron, and a boy is on his way. Diane enjoys sharing songs and games and stories about Jewish holidays with all of her grandchildren. Jericho Jewish Center is proud to honor Diane Hershkovitz as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Raya Honig, Midway Jewish Center, is our other Lador Vador Little Sister Award honoree. Raya is a wonderful young lady. She was born on March 1st, 2006, and her full name is Raya Levy Honig. She was named for her maternal great-great-grandmother, Rose, and her maternal grandmother, whose family name was Levy. Raya beams when she describes her visit to Ellis Island, where she found the name of her great-great-grandmother who had emigrated from Poland. If Raya could have a superpower, she also would have the ability to teleport. She would love to be able to appear at any place at any given time, and she hopes to travel the world, including Poland. And teleportation would certainly make it easier and a lot less expensive. She's the oldest child with 3 brothers, and she's setting a wonderful example for them on how to live a meaningful Jewish life. She's a 3-year volunteer at the religious school, and as a madracha, she works with students, and she feels that she's learning so much about working with children. The most important piece of advice that she would give her younger self is that kindness is so easy. When all else fails, she's found the quality of kindness to be consistent in her life, and she can't stress enough how essential it is. You'd never know what someone else is going through, and showing them a little bit of kindness and empathy can certainly make a huge difference. Raya is an important part of Midway Jewish Center. She reads Torah and Haftorah, and her grandmother taught her both tropes, and spending that time together to master them is something that she treasures. She began reading after her bat mitzvah and at camp as well. She's been an active member also of the Midway Jewish Center Hebrew High School. She volunteers at many of the activities at the synagogue, the Shalach Meadow fundraiser. She walks in Hadassah walks. And outside of the Jewish community, she's active in her school drama group and an a cappella group. She loves making people laugh and doing theater. And she's also chooses to be active in a fundraiser that is called Gold Ribbon Riders. It's a nonprofit that raises money to battle childhood cancers. Her favorite thing is preparing for her family seders, and no doubt that Raya will continue this and other traditions in her future. Midway Jewish Center is proud to honor Raya Honig with their L'Ador V'Ador Little Sister Award. Linda Korobelnik is from Israel Center of Conservative Judaism, which is nicknamed ICCJ. Just as a baseball team may have a utility player, ICCJ Sisterhood is fortunate to have such a versatile team player as Linda. Since ICCJ was established more than 18 years ago, Linda has dedicated herself to assuring that Sisterhood retains its status as an indispensable fundraising arm of the synagogue. As a former co-president, she worked in tandem with many of her chairs to guarantee that Sisterhood board created programs and activities that met the needs of their women. As a former New York City teacher, Linda cared for students with warmth, devotion, and understanding. She brings these qualities to her current role as Sisterhood Vice President of Membership. Every November, Linda is responsible for the ICCJ paid up memberships program, bringing rich and varied programming to the general membership and leaving no doubt that their decision to join Sisterhood was the right one. In keeping with Linda's selfless nature, if she was able to choose a superpower just for a few hours, she would bring good health to all of her Sisterhood members for one evening to throw away their walkers and their wheelchairs and their canes. And that superpower would restore 100% of eyesight and hearing, and her sisters would be free of aches and pains for just those few hours, and they'd be able to eat and dance and drink and have a memorable time together with fun and laughter. While Linda's family and friends may think of her as social and strong and outgoing, she also thinks that she's quite shy and sensitive. Tears will come to her eyes when reading a book or watching a movie or listening to an emotional song. Each year, Linda works on the calendar project for Sisterhood and acquires business advertisement, which certainly makes it profitable. She's also a member of the ICCJ's taxi squad, so if somebody needs transportation, Linda's who you go to. Since the beginnings of ICCJ, Linda has been the editor of their synagogue monthly bulletin. ICCJ Sisterhood is proud to recognize Linda's quiet modesty with her selection as one of this year's ICCJ Sisterhood Women of Achievement. Carol McCauley is from Temple Beth-El. Carol McCauley and George, her husband of 51 years, joined Temple Beth-El of Patchogue in 1999 when their sons Ian and Nick attended Hebrew school. 2003, she became a valuable member of the Sisterhood Executive Committee. Carol is always ready to help wherever she can. Prior to her son's being born, Carol did not belong to a synagogue, but she and George knew it was their obligation. Together, they seized that opportunity to join Temple Beth-El and soon came to realize for that temple to grow and to succeed, it takes careful nurturing from its members. While many parents quickly retreat once their children become bar bat mitzvah, Carol chose the opposite path and recommitted her efforts to ensure her spiritual home would continue to flourish. When Sisterhood announced the need for women to join and help raise funds, Carol stood up. Carol thought that Temple Beth-El is a small congregation, but Sisterhood is one of those reasons that it is a mighty temple. Carol's also known as the card lady. She's in charge of all card fundraisers. Every year she takes care of the Mahjong cards and the New Year's cards and is also, of course, the Torah Fund chairperson. Carol shares, when she was younger, she was not a patient soul. Age has taught her that patience brings many rewards. Persistence and patience eventually pay off with success. This award is a surprise and a great honor. To be considered a valuable member of Temple Beth-El Sisterhood is its own reward. One of her greatest assets is the ability to reach out. She's willing to make phone calls. She attends all the activities and the fundraisers and make sure that they reach their goals. Her continuous dedication to community and synagogue has been an inspiration. She is a great storyteller, has generous spirit, and a devoted friend. And for all of her years of service, Temple Beth-El is proud and honored to name Carol as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Beth Meadow is from Melville Jewish Center. Beth was born in Brooklyn, New York, and she was one of 6 children, all who attended the yeshiva of Flatbush. At the yeshiva, Beth became proficient in Torah, Hebrew, Gemara, and this, of course, set the stage for a lifetime of discipline and learning. Beth believes that you can do whatever you want if you put your heart into it, and she would tell her younger self, do not hesitate to pursue your dreams. Beth has been married to Leon for 34 years. They've raised 4 children. Son Brian married to Kara, Russell married to Hillary, Scott married to Deanna, and their daughter Tracey. Beth and Leon have been blessed with 7 grandchildren: Sophie, Emily, Henry, Maddie, Olivia, Owen, Dominic, William, and another on its way. Beth is also enjoying her new life at the Greens. Nobody can believe how busy she is between the kids, the grandkids, the synagogue, the Greens, women's groups, tennis. She has very little time that's free, but you'd never know it because she's always there. After attending Syracuse University, she taught special education in the Bronx. Students had multiple handicaps with a huge range of abilities, and it was there that Beth learned what it really meant to accept people from all walks of life, to feel compassion to the needy. And it's also where she came to learn how important it is to give back to society. After 31 years of teaching, Beth did retire and became more active in her synagogue, which was Huntington Jewish Center and now Melville Jewish Center. She learned to read Torah and became a regular Torah reader. She became the Sisterhood Shabbat coordinator about 8 years ago. She served as synagogue as Sisterhood president, and she realized how important it was to work with a group of women and really make a difference in that community. Melville Jewish Center is proud to honor Beth Meadow as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Now it is time for our musical interlude. Let's enjoy Shul Sisters.
שירו אל אדוני שיר חדש, שירו אל אדוני כל הארץ, שירו אל אדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו אל אדוני שיר חדש, שירו אל אדוני כל הארץ, שירו אל אדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו וקוראים כבודו, בכל העמים מפלותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומחולל מאוד. ברכו על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש,
A couple of years ago, I came across a poem called Remember, Woman, Remember. And I was so moved by its powerful imagery that I contacted the poet Reese Leva and asked if she would gift me the honor of putting her words to music. From there, a collaboration ensued, and I developed a profound relationship with someone who I'd never met, yet who I became intimately connected to because of our shared passion to elevate the hearts and the minds of women, a desire that is shared among the Shul sisters as well.
You were born with the heart of 1,000 mothers, open and fearless and sweet. You were born with the fire of queens and conquerors, warriors' blood you bleed. You were born with the wisdom of sages and shamans, no wound can you not heal. You were born the teller of your own tale, before none should you kneel. Remember, woman, remember, you are more than you can see. Remember, woman, remember, you are loved endlessly. Remember, woman, your power and grace, the depth of your deep sea heart. Never forget, you are woman divine, as you have been from the start. You were born with an immeasurable soul, reaching out past infinity. You were born to desire with passion and abandon, to name your own destiny. You were born with a voice to make your own choice, to transcend and lead the way. Magic maker, miracle creator, giver of life and grace. Remember, woman, remember, you are more than you can see. Remember, woman, remember, you are loved endlessly. Remember, woman, your power and grace, the depth of your deep sea heart. Never forget, you are woman divine, as you have been from the start. Remember your voice without hesitation. Remember your path is only your creation. Remember to honor the warrior inside, who wears beauty and courage at the same time. Remember, you were born with the power, the courage, the fire. Remember, you were born with the heart, passion, the grace. Remember, you were born with the wisdom. Remember, remember. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
Wow. How amazing were the Schul sisters. Each and every time I listen to them, I get chills. They're simply magnificent, and I hope you all enjoyed them as much as I did. So now we will continue introducing the final 9 honorees. And number 14 is Brandy Osman from North Shore Jewish Center, which is known as NSJC. Brandy and her husband Craig became North Shore Jewish Center members in August of 1994. Brandy soon became involved with the Kiddush Committee for Sisterhood. She joined the Sisterhood board as recording secretary and also the Art Auction Committee, which she has chaired since 2005 and has been assisted by her family each year. Her daughter Alyssa has co-chaired the auction with Brandy for the past several years, which is Brandy's proudest sisterhood accomplishment. It is so meaningful to her to have Alyssa working alongside her, bringing the concept of L'Ador V'Dor to life. Brandy also served as Sisterhood co-president, vice president of fundraising, and virtually every other committee chair imaginable in both Sisterhood and the synagogue. Brandy shares that Sisterhood has enhanced her personal growth by giving her the confidence to take on leadership positions and authority. Over the years, she has learned to trust her ability to fulfill the responsibilities of these positions. In addition to all of her volunteer efforts, Brandy taught in the NSJC nursery school for 8 years. Being the busy woman that she is, Brandy would want to be able to teleport if she can choose any superpower. She would frequently teleport to Delaware to visit Alyssa, to Maryland to visit her sister, and to Pennsylvania to spend more time with family. Outside the synagogue, she has volunteered with her children, Alyssa and Seth, for birthday wishes of Long Island. She was also an active part of PTA of her children's schools, and she is enthusiastic in her commitment to Judaism and her family. North Shore Jewish Center Sisterhood is proud to name Brandy as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Our 15th honoree tonight is Lauren Pollock from Midway Jewish Center, known as MJC. Lauren grew up on Long Island, where her family belonged to a Reformed temple and celebrated her bat mitzvah. When she and her husband Neil were discussing which synagogue to join, they were drawn to Midway Jewish Center. Lauren has been an active member of the synagogue for more than 10 years. She has been on the MJC Sisterhood board as Sunshine Chair for 3 years and will be moving on to Torah Fund VP. Lauren also serves on MJC's Board of Trustees and the Membership Committee. She participates in a spiritual book club that explores Jewish themes. Additionally, Lauren holds the position of Torah Fund Director on the BQLI Region Board of Directors. Lauren believes her knowledge of and dedication to Judaism has deepened over the years, and she shares that it is largely because she has a hard time saying no. Lauren shares that Sisterhood has enhanced her personal growth by introducing her to some wonderful people and by allowing her to support and give back to her community. She has been happily married to Neil for 20 years and kfels from her 2 boys, Noah and Ben. They are the proudest accomplishments and shares how much she loves the people they are becoming. Lauren also says that she would advise her younger self not to worry so much. As Neil always says, things will work out as they're supposed to. Lauren teaches 1st grade in the Plainview Old Bethpage School District. She's been a teacher for 27 years and could not imagine doing anything else. She treasures her childhood memories most of which center around the Jewish holidays shared with family and traditional Jewish foods. She fondly recalls her grandmother's matzo ball soup and sweet noodle kugel, and she now enhances holidays for her family with the same Jewish foods and customs. Lauren is looking forward to continuing her Jewish journey this summer as she travels to Israel with friends. Midway Jewish Center is proud to honor such a worthy woman as Lauren Pollock as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Our 16th honoree tonight is Felice Schulman-Marcus from East Meadow Beth-El Jewish Center. Since moving to the area with her husband Randy 36 years ago, Felice Schulman-Marcus has been an active member of the East Meadow Jewish Center, now called East Meadow Beth-El Jewish Center. Felice and Randy have 3 children: Joshua married to Sandra, Seth married to Alexandra, and Aaron married to Franny. They are additionally blessed with 5 grandchildren: Odelia, Leora, Benjamin, Natalie, and Matthew. In fact, Felice shares that being a loving, dedicated parent is her proudest accomplishment. Her 3 sons are responsible, caring husbands and fathers, and she takes such pride in the men they have grown up to be. Felice regularly attends Shabbat services and has held positions on several synagogue communities over time, eventually becoming active in Sisterhood. Together with Randy, she created the Yad B'Yad program, which provides rides for congregants to medical appointments. They also organized the Community Action Project in 2015, which has collected and donated various necessities to programs in the community that help those in need. Felice shared that Sisterhood has brought her closer to many members of the congregation, and as a result, she feels even more connected. She's an active member of the Sisterhood board and currently serves on the programming committee. She's always willing to assist in any way she can. For example, once baking over 200 cupcakes for a Sisterhood cupcake decorating program. Recently, she coordinated a virtual trip to Israel and plans to facilitate a mindfulness training program for Sisterhood. I would love to attend that. And speaking of traveling, Felice shared that if she could have a superpower, it would be to be able to fly. This would allow her not only to see the world more than she already has, but to quickly be with the people she knows and cares about. Felice has a PhD in educational psychology and is a licensed social worker. People would be surprised to learn that Felice wasn't always so socially competent and comfortable in her own skin. She has learned how to engage most anybody in conversation. However, she didn't start out life that way. Felice would tell her younger self not to worry so much, and she would also tell herself to buy Apple stock. East Meadow Beth-El Synagogue is proud to honor Felice Schulman-Marcus as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov, Louise. Okay. Hi there. Our 17th honoree tonight is Robin Segal Skolnik from Forest Hills Jewish Center, FHJC. About 40 years ago, Robin Skolnik arrived at the Forest Hills Jewish Center as the wife of the new rabbi. This vivacious young woman immediately became part of the Shul family while still pursuing a master's degree at Columbia University School of Social Work, having already earned her BA at Barnard. As the Skolnik family began to grow with their first child, Hillel, soon to be followed by Leora, Talia, and Matan, Robin and a few other mothers created a very popular and successful parent-child drop-in center. It provided a place for parents to meet, exchange ideas, and learn Jewish values. There is no question that Robin's proudest accomplishment is her family. She is so proud of the adults they have become and of her relationship with each of them. Robin and Rabbi Skolnik love watching their children interact with each other, and they love all the partners they have chosen. Robin often told her daughters and nieces that she truly wishes that she could have told her younger self to look in the mirror and be happy with what you saw. She knows now that she should have been grateful, even with her imperfections. You're beautiful. Robin so wishes young women today would allow themselves to appreciate looking in the mirror and seeing their own unique beauty. Robin, an avid reader, epitomizes a person of the book. For the past 24 years, she has been the middle school librarian at the Abraham Joshua Herschel School. She, with others, innovated and worked as FHJC's financially successful used book sale. The most popular FHJC Sisterhood book discussions are run and researched by Robin. She shared that this is one of the ways Sisterhood has enhanced her personal growth. She learned that she has something to offer her community professionally, and it has enhanced her confidence as a group leader. Forest Hills Jewish Center would like to express their gratitude and affection to their 2022 Woman of Achievement, Robin Skolnik. Mazel tov.
Tracey Simon. The Sisterhood of Congregation B'nai Shalom-Beth David is pleased to nominate Tracey Simon as their 2022 Woman of Achievement honoree. Tracey was selected as their honoree because she is a dedicated and valued member of their board. Tracey is always there when you need her, whether it be to spearhead a project, brainstorm a solution, or solve a technical problem. Tracey is a talented writer with a background in public relations and advertising, who utilizes her skills to publicize events, compose articles for the Temple newsletter and the community newspaper. She recently provided descriptions of 2 programs for a Women's League reference book on programs that Grace chairs. Tracey's talents are not limited to writing. Although a self-described introvert, Tracey is also the MC of the comedy night, where she secures comedians, arranges a myriad of details, and keeps the audience laughing during their first in-person event in a very long time. She joined Congregation B'nai Shalom-Beth David in 2007 with her husband, Ellis, and she and he had lived in Oceanside for more than 40 years. They have a daughter, Emma, who lives in Texas and will be getting married in September. Tracey shares that Emma is her proudest accomplishment. I should mention that John Blum is going to be her husband, and she's very proud of her daughter, who is a self-sufficient, well-adjusted human being and fills her with pride. Tracey also enjoys learning new skills and being competent at them. Tracey quotes Oscar Wilde when she says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is taken." Tracey worked as a librarian in Nassau County for 27 years, retiring in February 2020. Congregation B'nai Shalom-Beth David feels fortunate to have Tracey Simon on their Sisterhood board and is delighted to honor her as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Evelyn Ann Travitsky is from Congregation Beth Shalom of Kings Bay, which is in Brooklyn. Evelyn has been an active member of Sisterhood Beth Shalom Kings Bay for over 30 years. She's been a member of the Sisterhood board. She was recording secretary. She's always been an active member and extremely active in event planning. Evelyn and her family attend all the fundraisers and contribute generously. She's also a member of Naamat, National Council of Jewish Women, and the Kings Bay YMYWHA. She's a licensed school teacher and has worked in both public and private schools in Brooklyn and is well known throughout the neighborhood for her volunteer work. She's been a volunteer at the Brooklyn Public Library branches for many years. She also enjoys creating gifts for her friends with her beautiful needlepoint work. She and her husband, Mark, celebrated their 50th anniversary this year, Mazel Tov. In fact, Evelyn and Mark have been married twice. On the day that they received their bachelor's degrees from Brooklyn Center of LIU, they went and eloped to Brooklyn Borough Hall after the commencement. And then 9 days later, on June 18th, they did it again at the Brooklyn Marine Park Jewish Center just to make sure the marriage was kosher. Evelyn and Mark are proud parents of Stephanie and Peter. Stephanie is a senior librarian with the Brooklyn Public Library, and Peter is a supervising attorney. They have both grown up to be healthy, well-educated, and serve their communities with passion and professionalism. Evelyn would love to be able to keep the future on a safe track and assure that always there would be a light at the end of that tunnel. Sisterhood of Kings Bay, Beth Shalom, is proud to have Evelyn and Travitsky as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov. Lisa Walliner is from Israel Center for Conservative Judaism, ICCJ. Whenever moments of crisis and uncertainty arrive, there are those who sit on the sidelines and wait for the crisis to pass, and there are others who take on that situation in hand and lead the way. Lisa is one of those leaders. If she could have a superpower, she would be able to twitch her nose like Samantha so that she could get all the jobs done that are necessary to do in sisterhood, and that her sisters would not be burdened. When COVID struck and ICCJ and Sisterhood were forced to suspend in-person activities, Lisa did not accept that decision. She sought ways to bring her sisterhood into the 21st century using Zoom to keep their members connected. She transformed major in-house events like designer pocketbook bingo into a monthly program. For nearly 2 years, the bingo has been averaging about 40 people that go on Zoom to participate. And she's been able to do that throughout, even doing tutorials to make sure everybody knew how to use Zoom. In fact, her outreach has added members to ICCJ Sisterhood, and that is one of Lisa's proudest accomplishments. Knowing that she was able to bring laughter and joy not only to her sisterhood, but to her congregation through innovative programming, educational trips, and lectures throughout COVID, has Lisa feeling justifiably proud. Additionally, Lisa led the weekly "How are you and how can we help?" calls to ICCJ members just to let them know that they were not alone. From its inception, ICCJ Sisterhood has been an integral part of Lisa's life and sisterhood as well. She served as co-president. She was a former cultural vice president. She has implemented so many programs and gifted artists that she's brought talent online, and she loves to plan these kind of events. Her dedication goes way beyond the involvement with sisterhood. When Hurricane Harvey, for instance, hit Texas in the summer of 17, Lisa organized a way to raise funds for relief and was personally involved in shopping for the needed items, the packing and the shipping. When a disaster strikes, Lisa's first words are, "What can I do to help?" During the pandemic, she and her husband, Jay, served as docents, before the pandemic, as docents at the September 11th Memorial Museum in Lower Manhattan to ensure that history of that day would always be remembered. Being a survivor of 9/11, and for 2 decades, she has helped make sure that ICCJ has an annual tribute program for the survivors and the victims. Lisa was able to even arrange for the former mayor of Gander, Newfoundland, Claude Elliott, to address the gathering on Zoom and share how his townspeople opened their doors and homes and the hearts to stranded Americans. For all of her successes over the years and what she continues to do for sisterhood, ICCJ Sisterhood proudly honors Lisa Walliner as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Vicky Wolkofsky is from Congregation Eitz Chaim and Hollis Hills Bayside Jewish Center. In 1985, Vicky and her husband Michael moved to Hollis Hills and joined what was at that point Hollis Hills Jewish Center. A congregant and neighbor invited her to a sisterhood meeting, which led Vicky to become more involved and join a committee that welcomed all new members with challah and wine and cookies. She also began a long tradition of bringing new fundraising ideas and monthly meetings to the monthly meetings, and made sure that the Sisterhood had a wonderful annual Hanukkah boutique and a Purim project. Vicky also served as Sisterhood co-president. She shared that being a chairperson for so many events and numerous meetings and serving on so many committees has really strengthened her ability to work with other people, researching techniques and interpersonal skills. Throughout the years, Vicky has chaired the annual summer day trips until, of course, the Borscht Belt no longer had viable hotels. But she finds ways to gather the women and to make sure that they are together and have wonderful, meaningful programs. Vicky is very proud that her very first person on her father's side to have graduated college. Her dad loved school and wanted to go on for a higher education, but the Nazis took that opportunity away from him. When growing up in Fresh Meadows, Vicky's mom and dad, Judith and Max Hirsch, who was a Holocaust survivor, as I said, instilled within her a strong and enduring Jewish identity. When she and Michael moved to the community, they were the younger generation and quickly became co-presidents of the Young Marrieds Club. And she moved from one phase of her life to another with that can-do experience. When her sons were tots, Vicky, along with another parent, established this long-running Shabbat minyanim for the 2 to 6-year-olds. For more than 15 years, she and Michael co-chaired the synagogue's annual dinner gala, and which they are both proud past honorees. Vicky takes pride in her family. She has 3 sons, Michael, who graduated from Solomon Schechter of Queens, and his family, Seth and his wife, Adina, and 2 children, Noah and Max, Peter and his wife, Emily, and their 2 daughters, Joanna and Zoe, and David and his fiancee, Mimi. Raising 3 proud Jewish men with a love of Judaism and Israel feels amazing. And what would Vicky tell her younger self? To pay attention to those stories and anecdotes of parents and relatives and older members so that you can pay it forward and teach it to your children and grandchildren. In countless ways, L'Dor Vador, from one generation to the other, describes Vicky. Congregation Eitz Hayim at Hollis Hills Bayside Jewish Center is proud to honor Vicky Wolkofsky as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. And certainly last but not least is Ruth Zellman from Shelter Rock Jewish Center. Ruth was born in New Jersey and raised in Staten Island. She and her husband, Gary, were married 40 years ago at the sanctuary, at Shelter Rock Jewish Center. They are parents of 3, Hannah, who's married to Matthew and has 3 children, Maya, Ella, and Leah. Ari, who's married to Rachel, has 1 child, Mac, and Josh was recently married to Alex. Ruth is extremely proud of her 3 wonderful children. They're kind and caring and thoughtful adults. Ruth feels most accomplished when she and Gary are sitting around a Shabbos table with their children and their grandchildren. Listening and watching them interact with each other makes her proud and grateful. If Ruth could have one superpower, she would rid the world of hate. With age has come the realization that time goes by so quickly. Ruth would tell her younger self to enjoy each and every moment of life. Ruth has taught at Shelter Rock's Early Childhood Center for 15 years. The Zellmans have been active members at Shelter Rock most of their adult lives. Ruth's the past president of Sisterhood, and together with Nancy Goldstein, they have spearheaded 2 of the major Sisterhood projects for many years, the Shalach program for Purim and the decorating the largest and the most beautiful sukkah on Long Island. Shelter Rock Jewish Center is proud to honor Ruth Zellman as their 2022 Woman of Achievement. Mazel tov.
Thank you so much, Janie and Margie. That was a wonderful presentation. Our Women of Achievement are just remarkable. They are truly deserving of their honors. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Vice President for Programming, and past BQLI region president, my good friend, Grace Schessler, who will share with us a beautiful poem.
Proverbs 31 praises a woman of valor. Tonight, we praise the women in our lives who enhance our sacred community. Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor, by Rabbi Sharon Sobel. A mother of generations, a woman of valor. She is precious in the gifts that she has given to our family. Her children have found trust and truth in these gifts. We follow in patterns that she taught. She is robed in strength and dignity, and she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. We benefit and learn from her wisdom. May she always be credited for the fruit of her labor and her achievements. May she live on in glory. Okay, my BQLI region friends, it is now time to call the raffles. I will share my screen so that you can all see the wheels of names. The way this works is that for each raffle ticket that was purchased, your name will appear on our spinning wheel. So for instance, if you purchase 3 tickets for a particular prize, your name will appear on the wheel 3 times. And FYI, the prizes will be mailed to you this week. So let me share my screen. And we are going to start with the Adventureland prize. These are the list of our purchasers for this particular raffle. And you can see now that I am shuffling all the names. And then we're going to scoot that away and let the wheels spin. And we have a winner. We have Karen Sulzer. Okay, our second raffle tonight will be Bagel Boss of Hicksville. And these are our purchasers, participants in this raffle, and we'll shuffle them and give it a spin. Sorry, Fields. Good for you. We're going to close that one down. And the next one is a popular raffle. It is a $100 gift card to Target. You can see that there are a lot of names on this wheel. Let's see who our winner is. It is Hollis. Hi, close this down. Our next raffle is Ben's Deli with ShopRite and Bagel Boss of Roslyn. You can see it's a popular one. And shuffle, shuffle, and spin. Let's see who's going to eat lots of yummy food. Okay. All right, our next raffle is Needle Paint Nook and a $25 Visa gift card. This is shuffle, shuffle, and spin. Needle Paint Nook is in Merrick and my favorite needlepoint store for sure. Deborah Bernstein, congratulations. Okay, the next one is our $100 worth of scratch off lottery tickets. Also, as you can see, very, very popular. The names get smaller. Give it a spin. Oh, Sarah Gospel. Congratulations. And next we will have Central Perk Cafe, Tavlin Market, Costco, and Nassau Kosher Butcher. And we will shuffle all the names and spin the wheel. I'd like to thank all of our generous donations, our donors, and you can check them out on our website. Thank you. Barbara Kaplan is our winner. This is actually not our region president. This is another participant here tonight. Okay, our next one, New York Giants tickets, and we'll shuffle them up. This is a big prize. I see lucky Stacy Meyerson will be going to see the Giants. And the next one, we're going to follow with all the sport tickets. We'll do the Yankees and shuffle them. And Bonnie is our winner. You enjoy yourself, Bonnie. You deserve it. And the last are the Mets tickets. And here we go. Want to shuffle. And let's see. Let's go Mets. We have a winner, Barry Levy. Okay, so the last raffle tonight is our $100 Amazon gift card. Look at this wheel. It was obviously a very popular prize, and we'll give it a spin. We all like to shop on Amazon. Okay, Ellen. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and say that I thank you so much for participating in our raffles for the Women of Achievement Gala. And now I'll turn it back to Bonnie.
Wow, wasn't that fun? A virtual raffle drawing. Who could have ever have imagined that? I certainly couldn't have. Congratulations to all the winners. What can I say? I hope you all agree that our second virtual gala was even better than the first one. This was an amazing event. I'd like to extend my personal appreciation to Janie Majewski for spearheading the Women of Achievement Planning Committee. Janie knows how to get things done in a really elegant way. Nobody does it better than Janie and our wonderful Women of Achievement Planning Committee. On behalf of the Women of Achievement Planning Committee, I'd like to thank you for being part of this very special evening and for supporting the Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island region of Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Your generous support will help us to continue to offer the exceptional programming BQLI region is known for, as well as scholarships for our members to attend Leadership Institutes and Women's League's 2023 convention. We look forward to welcoming all of you at our upcoming in-person summer event, Pocketbook Bingo, on Wednesday, August 10th, to be hosted at Midway Jewish Center in Syosset. Watch for more information in the weekly BQLI Regions Shabbat readings. Each of the honorees is indeed exceptional, and your presence here tonight helps us to celebrate them and their accomplishments. Our mitzvah project this year is in support of the Masorti Olami Ukraine Emergency Campaign. You can make your donations directly through our website at www.wizevents.com/BQLI Gala 2022. Click on Mitzvah Project and you will see a link that will take you directly to their website. Thank you in advance for your generous donations to this very worthy cause. The Jews of Ukraine really need our support. And speaking of our website, I invite you to check out the entire site at your convenience. You can learn more about our honorees, view the scrolling journal, read tribulators, and much, much more. Now I am sure that you'd like to spend a few minutes congratulating your Women of Achievement and we are happy to provide you with this opportunity. If you hover your cursor over the bottom of the Zoom screen, you will notice that there is an option to click on the word breakout rooms. Once you do so, the names of each honoree will appear. Simply click on her name to enter the breakout room. Then hover your cursor over the number on the right side next to the honoree's name and click Join. When you have completed your visit, you will have the option to leave the breakout room or to leave the Zoom meeting. If you'd like to visit in a second or even a third breakout room, click Leave the breakout room to select another name. If you would like to visit with your BQLI region friends from across the region, you are invited to join breakout room number 23 for an open chat. The virtual journal will continue to scroll until the end of the program. Again, I would like to thank you all for joining us tonight. Mazel tov to all our wonderful honorees. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.